All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Retro Chambers, Episode 2. We are here once again with my good bros, Jimmy and Chris, and we are here on this Thursday of October 15th, 2020. Hope everybody's doing well. What's everybody been gaming on, Jimmy and Chris?
I've been gaming on a few different games, Lost Vikings, and just different things of that nature off the Super Nintendo.
I hear you.
I've been doing Digimon on the Switch. I like the RPG games on Switch. I like the Digimon, the Pokemon, the Final Fantasies, the Dragon's Quest. I like all of that.
Got one of my favorites on there, Mega Man 4 on there. I love my Mega Man.
Oh yeah.
Like Mega Man, that's one of my least liked ones, but it's still one in a great collection of games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's almost not hardest, but it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it.
I do agree.
So today we're going to discuss the top SNES games. I've got my list right here in front of me. Do you want me to start first, or whoever wants to go first?
You can go ahead and start first.
Last time I just pretty much agreed with Chris because that was pretty much the same thing other than the Mario 2. But for the SNES, my first favorite game is Final Fight. Classic game. Yeah. I love the beat 'em ups. It's what got me into beat 'em ups. So that was my favorite, one of my favorite games for the SNES. My second favorite games was probably Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I'll put the Ultimate in front of it because that had all the characters in it. I really liked that game. That was a solid game. I always liked fighting games. I always liked all those games with Mortal Kombat, especially, if it had Scorpion, Smoke, and Sub-Zero and all them on there. My third favorite game is The Adventure of Batman and Robin. I played it when I was a kid. I really enjoyed it. It was a 2D platformer. I don't know if y'all played it, but it was a solid 2D platformer. My fourth one is Super Double Dragon. I like the Super Double Dragon.
Dragon. Always fun.
Oh yeah, that's a solid game. My fifth one might actually shock a few people, but I would say Super Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. That was a solid game for the SNES. I liked it. A lot of people might not like that, but I liked it. And then of course, my sixth favorite game was Super Bomberman 2. Classic. My seventh favorite game was probably Stunt Race FX. I liked it pretty good. My eighth favorite one was, it actually just made the list because I just found out about it and I played it a little bit with Chris. That's Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage.
Right.
Ninth one, Killer Instinct. Can't go wrong with Killer Instinct. Definitely doing that. And then finally, my very 10th spot is X-Men Mutant Apocalypse.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a solid game. I really enjoyed it. And I remember playing that with Chris as well. That was a pretty good game. But that's my 10 list. And Chris, do you want to tell them your 10 list?
I have to remember mine off the top of my head because I kind of threw around some ideas. Kind of like Jim's, he has quite a bit of fighting games and beat 'em up games, and I like those too. But a lot of mine, quite a few of mine, are gonna be in the RPG genre of games. I'll start off with number 10. Number 10 for me was actually it was Super Mario Kart. This game, I like it, and of course the franchise is still going strong. But I really like the first one better than most of the other ones because of um, it was just the first one, and it was really innovative for what it was, and it set the tone for the other ones.
Uh-huh.
Number 9 would probably be Chrono Trigger. The only reason it's not higher on the list is because I find the fighting system a little bit difficult to adapt to when you start off, but after you get to learning it a little bit better, it's a little bit easier to understand. My next one, number 8, would probably be Final Fantasy 3, which was Final Fantasy 6 from Japan, but it's 3 on our systems here because they skipped over a few of them, and it, like most other Final Fantasy games, is a really good RPG if you're into RPGs. It's one of the best, and it's still one of the highest standard RPGs. Number 7 on my list would be Illusion of Gaia. Illusion of Gaia is a RPG that you go through dungeons and you play as you can get different characters, and you can end up playing as 3 different characters as you switch through. So it's one of those that it's kind of like one of the action adventure RPGs, but in my opinion, it's still pretty good to have there as that. Number 6 for me would be Secret of Mana. And this is a game I have beaten many times. I've even beaten it on the streams I've had. I find myself coming back to this game a lot of times because I think that the music on it's really good. The story's really good. The fact that you can play 2 to 3 players on this game simultaneously means that you can have friends join in, and that makes it pretty enjoyable as well, because there's not too many RPGs that you can play more than one player on. Number 5 for me is going to be Mega Man X. And I'm going to pick Mega Man X1 because it's the one I'm the most familiar with. Still holds up by today's standards, one of the better games on the SNES library, and one that a lot of people are familiar with. It was also Mega Man's. It was one of the first Mega Man games featured on the SNES. Jason can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if it was before Mega Man 7 or if it was after. I think it was maybe a little bit after Mega Man 7.
What, Mega Man X?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was before, or it was after. I think it was after. I can ask my brother-in-law. He can tell you that. It's after.
Well, we'll have to look into that. But really solid game, good gameplay. It was the first time that you could actually go through the game and you actually got like your boots and your helmet and things like that. So you were collecting different things. Also, there's a different end boss on the game. The robot masters are replaced with animals instead of different things. Like every one of them's called something man. And on this game, they went with like Chill Penguin, Storm Eagle, Flame Mammoth, a couple of things like that. So they didn't name them man, they named them something else. My number 4 would be Super Castlevania 4. The game is they took everything that was good off of the first like 3 Castlevanias and rolled it into one. And in my opinion, this game has the best music probably of any game that I have played. It's got a real good soundtrack to it. Game's real fluid. You can move while jumping. You can whip in 8 different directions this time. There's just a lot of different things that you can do on this game. And it's very, very eerie toned which is really good for how it is set up. My number 3 is I had this one earlier. Super Mario World 1. Super Mario World 1. A lot of people got that with the SNES whenever it first came out. The inclusion of Yoshi and the gameplay style almost like number 3. It's no wonder it was it sold so many copies and it was a classic. My number 2 is Donkey Kong Country 2. And I know a lot of people like Donkey Kong Country 1, but Donkey Kong Country 2 is my favorite with Diddy and Dixie. The animal buddies are a little bit different on this one than they were on the first one. I don't hate the first one. I don't hate the third one, but I just like the second one out of the 3. I will put an honorable mention in here to Legend of the Mystical Ninja on the Super Nintendo. It didn't quite make the list, but I was debating about putting it on there. Maybe at some point I will stream that for you guys, and I'll let you see Legend of Mystical Ninja for those of you who have never seen it before. It's a Konami game, and it's kind of sad that not more people know about this game. And then, of course, my top favorite game, and this is my favorite game of all games on any system, is Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Ever since I started playing this game, I've beaten this game probably more times than I've beaten any other game. I remember where a lot of the stuff is on it because I've been through it so many times. And it's just like I said, it's just, to me, it is the best game that's made. It's challenging enough to challenge you, but not so hard that you can't beat it. There's always some way around something or something to get through something or other. And that's pretty much my top 10 list on that one.
Very nice. Very nice, Chris.
All right, Jason, did you want to give them? I think Jason only wanted to do 8, but he's got a few he wanted to mention as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like Super Mario RPG because it gives you a different variety of Mario. I don't know if y'all like the way that is played or not, but it's a different type of Mario game.
I like it somewhat, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah.
Of course, I like Mario Paint because I like to draw and edit videos with Mario Paint and make different things and do different sprites and all that, especially the music portion of that game. That's what gets me. I like making stuff. Of course, I'm a big SimCity fan. I like those games, like simulations, building stuff, and it's always fun to be creative when you make something. So I'm a big fan of The Sims and all that, especially on the computer. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah, I've played since Sims 2, and I'm on Sims 4 now, and I've got almost everything.
I love simulation games. That's what.
Oh yeah, I spend hours making houses, modern homes, classic homes.
Yeah,
just anything I can make on there. I love building houses on there.
Of course, I put Yoshi's Island up in there because Yoshi's Island is one of my favorite ones. And I like how they redid the Super Mario All-Star games. Yeah. Yoshi's Island's got like that good look of what Mario is right now, what it is. When Mario's a baby, you take him to different places and all the items are different and all the levels are pretty cool to play. Stuff like that. Of course, I'm a big fan of Street Fighter. I've been playing Street Fighter since I was a boy, and I love all Street Fighter series. Got to put Mario Kart up in that list. Definitely Ninja Turtles 4, the arcade games, because I've played all the Turtle games so many times, Chris and James. Jimmy. I'm a huge fan of those games.
Oh yeah, I like those games as well. I even like the game that a lot of people didn't like for the NES. I think it was Ninja Turtles, just the regular Ninja Turtles NES game. Yeah, and the very first one that came
game.
out.
That's another walkthrough for another day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Another game I like on this list I put on here is Super Metroid.
Yeah.
I love my Metroid game. Like I told you last week, Chris, I can practically try to remember everything is in that game. And some people can't remember where you put stuff in Metroid without looking at a magazine or something.
I wouldn't know some of them. I mean, even though I do like that one a little bit better than the original game though, because there actually is a map that you can start off with. So I like that aspect of it.
Another one I like is Earthbound, because Earthbound is one of those favorite challenging RPG games. The stories,
I've tried to get into Earthbound as of late, and
well, I mean,
I'm gonna get there at some point. I'm gonna get there.
you said Castlevania, that's definitely right up there. Castlevania 4. Of course, I'd have to round up putting Mario World and Zelda all the way up there. All that, and that makes sense right there. So that's pretty much what you got there. Now, of course, Mega Man X. I like all the X series games, especially X2 with all the upgrades they have in it and all the different weapons you can get inside Mega Man X2.
Nice.
And it's something I've been playing so long. I mean, but if any of y'all want to know anybody out there who wants to join us on the Chamber of Gamers page, let us know on here. Follow us on YouTube. Of course, Chris is the Muse Gamer. I'm TrekMan80. I'm working on making some walkthrough games plays. It's all in progress.
I will be doing Friday Night Flashback tomorrow night. That will actually be.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask everybody. What are you going to do for a flashback?
I'm going to do Super Street Fighter 2 this time. I was going to do just regular Street Fighter, but I decided that I would go a little bit further and include the one that has everybody on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured I would do that one instead. And so we'll be doing that tomorrow night. Hard to tell who I'll play as because I have about 3 or 4 different characters I like to play as. So it's going to be hard to tell who it's going to be.
Of course, most of my favorites on the SNES Classic. That's probably one of the way they did it.
I know they put hyper fighting on the SNES Classic. They put it on there by default. They put the hyper fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, there's going to be a little bit of a history lesson to go along with me playing tomorrow on that because as some of us know, you've played, you'll have played Street Fighter 2. And then they came out with Champion Edition that I don't think we ever got on the SNES. I'm not for sure.
My
about
brother-in-law bought us an arcade for Street Fighter one time, and it was nice. But I wish he'd never sold it at the yard sale. I wish he could have kept that. Had it played on no quarter mode, played free play.
I remember that they had the.
It was a fun thing to have, though.
They had the hyper fighting one, like the turbo one. I didn't care for the turbo ones, and then whenever they came out with, like I said, Super Street Fighter 2, they added a couple more characters, so we were up to 16 at the time. And you guys had listed Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct, and those games were very definitive.
Yeah, but I'm more towards Street Fighter than I am Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I remember when
I like
Mortal Kombat came out.
Not bad, but it's different than Capcom did a wonderful job on those reviews.
Mortal Kombat set the standard for the ESRB ratings board.
As we all know now.
Yeah. Well, Another one was
I got 100 Street Fighters for my Switch and my Xbox
Night Trap.
anniversary collection.
Night Trap was the
Oh yeah,
other one.
Night Trap for Sega CD.
Yeah, that was the other ESRB ratings board creator.
Hmm.
Two of the more controversial games of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think I played one of the. I think I played Mortal Kombat Trilogy on stream one night. I think that's my favorite Mortal Kombat one. Is the trilogy one.
I think that's on 64. I think it is.
There's one on 64, and then there's one on. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say PlayStation. I'm not sure if that's what it is.
Is that right, Jimmy?
I think so.
I have to look that up.
I think so. Sounds right.
Also, guys, I used the code in that walkthrough. If anybody watches it, I used the code in there to play as the male chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's an interesting character to have. He has all of the ninjas moves, like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Smoke, Noob Saibot, Rain, whichever one's in there, he's got their powers. A little bit hard to see sometimes, but
Yeah.
a lot of fun to play as.
You got Shao Kahn.
How long did it take you to beat A Link to the Past? A couple of weeks. It took me a few days.
No, well, if I'd sit down and actually sit there and go through it and find all the heart pieces and everything, it only takes me it'd probably take me about, maybe I could probably do it over a weekend, because I think like the majority of it that it takes longer to do is the Dark World and finding all the heart pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the majority of it, just going from point A to point B, and also finding all the bottles, because Danielle's actually going back through the game again another time there, and she's gotten to the point, but she plays it a little bit differently than what I do on my stream. Like, if you guys ever watched my stream of it, I buy the medicines of life and of magic. She captures the fairies and uses the fairies. And I'm just not used to playing it that way. I've always done it the other way. Oh, well, that's another thing I forgot to tell you guys also. Donkey Kong Country 2, that's one of my favorites that I've beaten a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I have gotten to the point to where I know just about where everything is on this game without having to look it up.
I might need your help on the first one.
The first one, I do good until about the end. About the end, it starts kind of falling. The wheels start kind of falling off. I have to look up some of them, and some of them I know right where they're at. But like on number 2, and this is what I told Jim, because Jim was talking about playing them. I told him, I said, if you want to play number 2, I said, I've got the guide for it. I said, but you ain't going to need the guide. I said, because I've been through it so many times that I basically know where everything's at. The only thing I don't like is when I'm playing it on the mini that I've downloaded the wrong thing, because the hit detection is a lot closer. You can usually skim by an enemy and you won't get hit. But now on here, if you try to skim by that same enemy, you're more than likely going to get hit. whose great idea that was, I'll never
Yeah,
know.
I like the. I really did like that X-Men game though, and that was a good game.
I love the Power
I
Ranger.
like it too.
I love the Power Ranger games. Those are fun.
Yeah,
Those are
Power
pretty
Ranger
good
games
as well.
Turtle games are just tournament fighters.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like I like to beat them up tournament fighter games. Turtles.
There's a lot of beat 'em ups that are like I was saying, they're on the Super Nintendo that some of them everybody knows.
And these
Some
guys.
of them not. Like there's Brawl Brothers, there's some of the
What
other
about
ones.
Clay Fighter? You like Clay Fighter, don't you?
Yeah.
Like Clay Fighter pretty good. Like Clay Fighter. I
I like
Clay
the-
Fighter 2. I like the other ones on it.
Nintendo was right there with Sega when they made those games.
Mm-hmm.
Sega had some good ones too.
I was trying to think of some of the other beat 'em ups that were on the Super Nintendo that I've played over the years that were decent.
What's the name of that roll boss?
Of the
He's gotta
what?
go with that boss on Mega Man 4.
I don't know if it's really got a name or if they just call it the wall. Like this. I know you have to slide under at times whenever it's going through there, and that's kind of a pain. But you know, I'm playing around with a little bit of Donkey Kong Country 2 right now.
I've never beaten 3, so I'm.
Oh, and on number 3, I know just about where everything's at too.
Yeah.
Just about. See, I'm going up into a bonus barrel that I know is there that I didn't have to work to get there. All I had to do was just throw the other one up there. The only bad thing about number 3 is you have to learn how to there's a couple of parts where you have to learn to do certain things, and one of them is you have to learn to use a water skip that Kiddy Kong does.
Mm-hmm.
And that water skip, it's like skipping stones in water. But you roll off as him, you hit the button to roll forward, and as you roll off of whatever you're rolling off of, you have to hit the jump button as soon as you smack the water.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll allow you to jump. I think you can jump up to 2 more times, I think is the max. But there's that. And then there's a couple of stages on there that are really notorious for being really bad. But you have to remember, you know, you can't let the game get the better of you on that one. Because if you do, those couple of stages will turn into bad. And there's one that I did on the walkthrough that was really bad. There's an elephant on there. Her name is Ellie. She's one of your animal buddies. And you turn into her. Now, the bad thing is the 3 secret stages are right at the beginning of the stage. So you have to beat them and then beat the stage. Well, here's the thing. When you hop into that barrel and you become Ellie, you shoot across the screen. And she turns around. She sees 3 of the rats. And she takes off running uncontrollably the other way. And she goes the same speed for the whole stage. And all you can do is jump on or over enemies while she is running at breakneck speed. And there are no halfway point barrels in the stage. It is a mess. And it is not fun. And if you see me do it on the stream, I did it with save states because I just did not feel like playing that stage 100 times.
Yeah, Link to the Past is definitely something to play over and over again, just in case you missed something.
Well,
There's so much. There's so much exploration in that game, like Metroid is. So much territory.
I didn't think about it until a couple of days back when Danielle was playing it. You know, if you want to give yourself a little bit of an extra challenge, you can beat Agenham with the shovel. You can deflect his shots back at him with the shovel. I think you can anyway. I'm pretty sure you can. You might can even do it with the bug catching net. I'd have to try those to see if that's what it really was. And then the boss of the first Dark World dungeon, the thing with the mask on, you can break that mask by repeatedly hitting it with the hammer, which is another interesting thing that a lot of people, you know, we're used to using bombs, but yeah, you can hit it with the hammer. But that's why I said we were thinking about memories and stuff as well, and you know,
a lot of memories on that game.
A lot of them on, you know, quite a few games, you know, like I tell people, first time. Well, I'll use Donkey Kong Country 1 for an example. I got Donkey Kong Country 1 one Christmas. I played it I beat it within 4 days. I had rented it prior to that, so I kind of knew what I was already doing. I beat it within 4 days, but I didn't have 101%. I didn't have that yet, and so I continued to go through the game and find different places and stuff. And I had the strategy guide at some point, but I don't know where it's at. I believe it's at Mom and Dad's house because there's a couple of, like I said, there's a couple of stages that I don't remember where they're at. I don't remember where the bonuses are at.
Mega Man X2 has a lot of different paths.
Well, there's one of them that in the I think the third world, it has 5 bonuses in one stage. And you know, it's not that hard. Well, it's kind of hard. It's kind of difficult to find all of them unless you know exactly where they are, and that makes it a little bit of a problematic situation. So, but
what's one of your favorite characters you use on Street Fighter, Jason?
My favorite, I like Dalsim. I like Guile. I like Blanca, Zangief. I have so many. I mean, Sagat, the bosses. Vega.
He's kind of like me. He can use just about anybody and be pretty good.
Yeah, I like Blanca. He's probably one of my favorites. He's a good one.
Guile for me.
Of course, Ken Ryu with a pretty quick fighting style.
Yeah, Kid Ryu.
We all know about.
As far as bosses go, I like Vega and Bison.
Yeah, Vega's a good one.
And then on the new Super Street Fighter 2, where they have the new characters, the only new character I really like is Cammy.
I like Fenlong, T-Hawk. They're all good. Sure. Let's see.
I think I just like Cammy because she's really, really fast.
Oh, yeah. She is pretty fast.
She's like Chun-Li. She's just really fast. I gravitate towards a lot of the faster fighters, not the hard hitters, but the fast.
Like TJ Combo on the Killer Instinct.
Yeah, on Killer Instinct, definitely TJ Combo is my favorite. Actually, I'll tell you what's funny. I have beaten Street Fighter 2 and seen the endings for Guile, Chun-Li, Zangief, I think Honda, and maybe even Dawson. And then I've beaten Killer Instinct with Fulgore. Well, these are the ones I've seen the endings for. I've beaten it with Fulgore, Saberwolf, TJ Combo, Cinder, Orchid, Chief Thunder. I said Cinder already, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that's it.
Saberwolf's my man on there.
I beat it with a lot of people.
I usually just take Saberwolf or Orchid.
The only person I can't stand on there is Spinal. Oh.
I actually beat it one time with Spinal. It wasn't too bad for me. I
tell you, in the hands of a master player, Spinal is deadly. I'm not a master player with him.
You're not.
No, I don't do very well with him, so we're not very good on that.
No.
But, that's why there's more characters on each game than there are anything else. So, unlike the first Street Fighter that only had 2 characters.
Yeah.
If you ever played the first Street Fighter before Street Fighter 2?
If I would have played Street Fighter 1 before Street Fighter 2, I wouldn't have played Street Fighter 2.
We demanded that game come out back then. That one.
It was 80s. I mean, it was mid to late 80s. And it
87, Chris.
Oh, man, was it bad.
I was 7 years old. When Street Fighter 2 came out, that was 91. So I was 11.
I was 9 when Street Fighter 2 came out. I remember
seeing it at the arcade. Playing it at the arcade.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember seeing it at the arcade the first time.
We had lines on the door.
It was kind of funny because for the longest time, I wouldn't play Street Fighter 2 actually got me into that. I wouldn't play games that had how can I say this? Like people noise.
Mm-hmm.
Like people screaming, yelling, grunting, stuff like that. Made noise like that. I wouldn't, for the longest time, wouldn't play games like that.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to a late show. I am your host, Stephen Colbert.
Get that off.
This is a very unusual episode of the show.
On my Street Fighter. Let's look at that Street Fighter craze.
I also remember when Mortal Kombat first came out, and also when Killer Instinct first came out. Killer Instinct didn't get the hype, and it really wasn't hyped up until it actually hit the arcade. Jim actually has a little bit of history with a Killer Instinct machine, but he doesn't. I don't think he remembers it.
Probably not.
I had a birthday one year at an Aladdin's Castle down here, and the machine was turned up really loud, and it was one I was going to be playing, so I went over there to play it. Jim is little. He's following me around, and I go to play Killer Instinct, and Jim is running over towards me, and he misjudges me because he's only about 3 at this time. And he ends up smacking the machine right inside. Running right into the side of the machine.
Oh, gosh.
That did happen, Jim. You ran into the side of the machine. Granted, like I said, you were about only 3 years old, so you know how that goes.
My favorite arcade machine definitely was the Alien versus Predator gun machine. They had the two guns and the walked into it. I really like that one.
That's a good one.
I like the Simpsons.
I like the Alien versus Predators and the Ninja Turtles arcade machines
Those
too.
Ninja Turtles were the bomb. It took so many quarters to beat the first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Aliens versus Predator was probably my favorite out of the arcade machines. That or WWE Wrestle. Well, it was WWF at the time. WWF WrestleFest.
Going like a
Now that's an interesting boss on Mega Man 4 right there.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I just see it as a big vacuum cleaner that spits balls out of the top of its head.
No.
Yeah. One of the Wily bosses.
Yeah, it's a Wily boss. I was gonna say is it a Wily or is it Cossack at that point?
Wiley.
I think it's Wily.
Yeah, it's Wily.
you win, lose. Perfect.
Perfect.
Didn't hear that against Bison very often.
Bison's one of the best ones.
He's bad now, I'll tell you.
He's
First
down
thoughts
for
first thought the first time you fought M. Bison.
Mhm. It's time
Or
for
Shao Kahn, either one. Mine was about the same reaction.
Robot Rush time.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Shao Kahn, he was.
Shao Kahn in my opinion, is worse. And what's so bad about Shao Kahn is he actually, he's just brutally beating you, and then he has the nerve to taunt you on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So it's not that he's beating the crap out of you; he's taunting you while he's beating the crap out of you.
Yeah.
And that's just not right. Oh, he's getting ready to take on the eight Wily Masters, or the eight Wily Masters. Oh God, the 8 Robot Masters again.
My favorite part of the game, Rush, the boss rush.
Oh yeah.
It makes it interesting.
Oh yeah. Every Mega Man has followed that. Every Mega Man's followed that pattern.
He's using the dive missiles against Drill Man, which is correct. I just didn't like how Drill Man went into the ground like that and then came back up. I mean, the dive missiles are fantastic. They lock on and go around until he goes down into the rock.
I like the metal blade. It just kills almost all the enemies.
It does on almost
Mega Man Maker. I love Mega Man Maker. You can make your own battle world.
Oh really? I ain't played that. I'll have to try that one day.
Mega Man Maker. You make your own levels.
Yeah.
I'll show you that sometime, Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's worth having.
Bright Man, you need to use Toad Man on this one. Use that rain.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got the flush out.
Yep.
Flush.
I like facing Rain Man. He's pretty funny though. He starts shaking his belly.
Yeah, he does.
He's like, whoa. I have run
He's
out
pretty
of rain.
easy.
I've ran out of Rain Flush fighting Bright Man before. Now you get Toad Man in there and you just shoot him, slide, shoot, slide, shoot, slide. Skull Man is not real tough with Dust Crusher.
Who's your favorite Robot Master on 4?
On 4, it is Skull Man.
Yes. Same here.
It is.
Pharaoh Man's the easiest.
As long as you
I don't know.
as long as you have that time stopper, he is. This is the one I usually had a problem with back in the day. I don't have a problem with him now, but I used to have a problem with him back in the day.
Dive.
Yeah, he's not using the shield on him.
Not using a skull barrier.
Yeah.
He's an alarm cannon.
Well, he's doing good though, because what he's doing is he's shooting the torpedoes down and getting a couple of hits in on every turn. I've never tried to fight him that way before, but that actually might actually work.
You have a turbo controller.
Yeah. Well, I like playing him on the Xbox collection ones. There's Toad Man. I don't even know what he's weak against. I think it's the drill. Yeah,
The drill.
I had to think about that for a minute. I was like, I've never used it really.
I'll tell you another easy one is that Sheep Man off number 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is real super easy.
The first couple of bosses on number 7 are a little bit easy. Certain ones are. It's the second set you really got to worry about. There's
Like
a TV monitor head.
Dust Man, he just sucks you up.
Yeah, that's the one Chris says looks like a TV
monitor.
Head. Yeah.
TV monitor head. I might watch him beat this, and I'll probably have to go to bed, guys. So.
Yeah, probably same here. I was just.
Same here. It's been
Ringman is the. Ringman can use the. He's not using it, but.
I got to work on beating Mega Man Base for Game Boy Advance.
What weapon does work against him? Oh, the Pharaoh shot. No wonder he's using the arm cannon.
He's just jumping.
Well, I mean, the pattern is relatively easy to dodge. I mean, there's not much there to it. He could have taken him out a whole lot faster with the Pharaoh shot, but you have to charge it up, which is a bad thing. A flawless victory.
Yeah,
I definitely.
There's the one you have to use the time stopper on, because if not, he just runs all over the freaking place. Oh, that's not good.
He's frozen in.
He stopped him in midair.
Too easy. I had for the Game Boy, I had a bootleg copy of, I think it was a Mega Man 3. And it was really good.
I like to show you some Mega Man. You gotta try the hacks, they're so fun.
Now let's see what this last boss is, since I can't really remember.
Wily time.
Okay, yeah, you use the ring on the mouth of this one. Actually, if you stand in the right spot, you can like stand almost directly under the mouth and not get hit. And it looks like it's what he's gonna do.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, just stand right kind of close and don't get hit. Because the second form's a little bit nastier. Yeah, the second form's the one that always confuses me, because I forget that you have to use the dive missiles and that you have to manually explode them before they get there. And I always forget that. There you go. There you go. It hits.
USA.
I love that. Street Fighter. Street Fighter.
You gotta go get an E-Tank. I don't blame him though. I have to use an E-Tank right there too. He's almost got him. Yeah, he got him. Man down, man down.
Here's where Chris struggles, fighting against Wally himself.
Mm-hmm. I forgot there's another fight.
Let it sell.
Yay. That fit
He's
perfectly.
eating turtles.
Yep. Eggshell.
What is this, boss? I done forgot.
Wiley disappears, and it's Wiley. It's just
Oh, is that one where he's in that spaceship and he just
disappears, reappears.
okay?
Actually, this fight should be pretty easy for him.
No wonder he didn't want to use the Pharaoh.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can use it right here. Boy, it takes chunks out of Wiley's life bar.
The only weapon that works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless you got another weapon.
that makes it a little bit simpler anyway, if nothing else. And then number 5, I remember using beat on the second form. It's a tiny little bird to beat up the last boss of the game.
Mm-hmm. Beat does have its advantages.
Yep. I like beat, but he's not used as much as Rush. And it's kind of sad.
We all finished.
Yep, we're finished.
Well, they have a kitty cat on, I think, some of the Game Boy ones. They have a cat. And unfortunately, he doesn't get much fanfare either. Wonder why on the original 6 why they didn't let you play as Proto Man like they do on the other ones.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, that would have been something that people would have been maybe a little bit interested in.
No.
So like that portable GameCube I showed earlier, Jimmy.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I like that.
Raspberry Pi.
Oh, nice.
You built a Raspberry Pi inside of it.
Chris has got one of those I'm still working on.
I like to build my handheld.
I might have to go to bed. I'm trying to put some stuff up real quick, and then I'll probably go to bed. Oscar will probably wake me up once or twice tonight, needing to go potty.
Mm.
So usually what I do is I put my shoes next to the door. And that way, my shoes and my coat are near the door. That way, if he needs to go out and it's cold outside, then I don't mind.
I'm going to go ahead and head off here, guys. It was nice to stream with y'all.
It's been always a pleasure. We can figure out what next week is.
Yeah.
See.
Figure out what next week is, and we'll bring them another.
Oh
Bring
yeah.
another episode.
Yeah.
So I'm on back out of here, guys. I will see everybody later.
We'll see y'all next week on here. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
subscribe and follow us.